What's going on, guys? It's time for another video. So I thought that I would make one about why I think that the Ram Rebel is the best truck on the road. So let's check it out. Let's go. Now I know that you're gonna say, of course you're gonna say that. You got a Ram Rebel, But I have legitimate reasons to back up why I think that this Ram Rebel is better than a Power Wagon or Ford Raptor. Because the simple thing, it's not that it's better off-road, it's not that it's a better rock runner, whatever pre-runner you want to call it. It's that when you get on the highway in a Power Wagon, it's tricky. When you get on the highway in a Ford Raptor, it can be tricky. You can go 60 across the sand dunes, but when you got those sidewalls like you do on those tires, it's a lot more difficult. What I like best about the Ram Rebel is the fact that you can do a mix of all things in it. It's great off-road, it's great on the road, it's great in a snowstorm, it's great in an emergency, it's great as a work truck, it's great as a show truck. It looks good, and it's a long-range cruiser. Like, if you're gonna go on the highway, look at this, it's a beautiful truck to do that in. If you're gonna take a few-hour trip, there's no better way to do it. I mean, I get in other cars after a few hours, I just can't take it anymore. And these seats are so comfortable that just the air ride makes for such a comfortable ride. Yeah, it's just so nice. It's so nice. And the adjustable air ride suspension as well. The fact that you can drop it down to aero mode and you can lower it when you need to get in and out of it. If you have somebody, elderly that wants to get in and out of your truck, or you're gonna give them a ride, your mom or your grandma or whoever, you can do that. It's not like the average lifted truck, not like your average truck in that way. It's really cool. I had a time where I was going in to pick my friend up from the train station, and I had to go in to their parking garage, and it's right outside of Boston. So if you guys have ever been to Boston, you know that it's a little cramped and it's difficult to drive such a big truck around that city. So when I went to pick him up from the parking garage, I looked up and I realized, I probably wasn't gonna make it in this parking garage. So what I was able to do is put it into entry-exit mode and cruise right through it. No problems. No problems at all. I was real worried at first, and I stopped the truck. Then I just hit that button 4 times, drop it to the lowest. No problem. No problem. About as tall as an SUV. Probably about as tall as your average Jeep. So, that it really makes it convenient for a lot of reasons. It's really cool because it's so flexible. And again, when you're on the highway, it goes into aero mode. It saves you gas. This is a big old truck, so the more wind resistance that you have, the more gas you're going to use. So if you drop it down a little lower, guess what? You save miles per gallon. Wind goes up and over instead of all over the place. So on the subject of miles per gallon, they put in the MDS system into the Hemi, which is moderate displacement system for you guys that don't know, which basically means that when you're not hammering on the gas or you don't have it in tow haul mode, that it kicks off down to 4 cylinders. Yeah, you heard me right. This Hemi turns into a 4-banger. Who would have thunk it? But it is cool, except for the exhaust note. It's cool in every way because it saves me gas. I've seen people that shut it off, and if you want to pay the extra in gas, you don't buy a Hemi for the gas mileage, I suppose. So hey, knock yourself out. But I enjoy the MDS because it gets around. Every time it tells me, you have this many miles to empty, it's always more than that. Man, construction going on everywhere today. So that brings us to our next point. You cannot beat the reliability for a gas-powered engine anyway, I believe, than the 5.7 liter Hemi mated with the 8-speed transmission. The 8-speed transmission is known to just be a boss. And people talk about the Dodge transmission sometimes like they're not good. And for that I have to say, look at the 8-speed, because the 8-speed is phenomenal. It was, why do you think GM's going to their 10-speed? Because the 8-speed was so good, they had to go into a development to somehow make it better. And that 8-speed saves you gas. You have tons of low-end torque, and you have tons, because you're always at the bottom of a gear. And it helps you with the gas mileage, because the gas mileage, again, it throws you into 8th gear, you're going down the road, and it's, the RPMs are at 1300. You're good. Right now my RPMs are at 1100. I'm probably in 8th gear. And that's what's awesome about it. You kick it down to 4 cylinders, and then you've got, you know, you're in 8th gear, you're gonna save gas. It's a big old truck. It's got a lot of momentum. You get it up to speed, it coasts really good. So, you know, you just do that, and you'll save gas mileage. There is no other Ram that comes with this interior. I absolutely love this interior. Second I saw it, I said, man, that's amazing. And it doesn't come in any other truck. The Ram Sport, I think, has a bit of the colored dash. They have a few extra things that are real nice, but they don't come with this red leather. They don't come with any of that. The red leather on the headrest, any of that. So, I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, it's a real comfortable leather interior that comes with the tread pattern that matches my Toyo tires on the seats, which are really comfortable, and the inside of the seats where that tread pattern isn't leather. It's a different kind of material, so it's real easy to clean and it looks real good. But then the leather on the outside, you know, it's comfortable. You know, you can't beat it, really. And when you go on those long trips, you know you're going to be comfortable. You don't have to worry about being uncomfortable, being in this truck for too long, and, you know, your butt starts to fall asleep and everything else. And, you know, it's not fun. It's not fun. You know, I've taken some long trips across this country, if I may tell you. And let me tell you that when you have an uncomfortable seat, you notice it. You notice it in a hurry. So again, the reason that I will say that it totally beats out the Ford Raptor and the Power Wagon is because of that one word: flexibility. Even though the Power Wagon may have more flex in the suspension, this Rebel has a lot more flex in the ways that you're able to use it. And also, another thing that gives it an advantage over the Power Wagon is less weight, more power. And also the different locker settings. On the Power Wagon and on the Raptor, you've got a rear locking differential, which is great. It's fantastic to have. You even have a front locking differential in the Power Wagon, which is fantastic. It's really fantastic for purpose built. If you're off-road, it's fantastic. If you're on the road, it's unnecessary. It's really overkill. I've got the 4-wheel drive lock. It's a centrifugal locker, which means that, you know, it's like a limited slip differential, but it's a little different because it only locks when you're spinning. It's an anti-spin. It redirects the power to the tire that has the most traction. So, and, you know, cuts the power to the one that's spinning. So it's perfect, and it's fantastic for on the road driving. Little things that make it a more comfortable street cruiser and a more comfortable highway long distance cruiser in comparison to just a purpose-built off-road vehicle that you take out on the weekends.
No, just went viral.
I hope you liked this video. If it helped you out, please hit like, please hit subscribe. Stay tuned for the newest and illest videos. So we'll see you next time here on Rebel Realized. Take it easy, stay positive, peace.